Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Tyrauku here. Hope you guys have all been doing great. You can see my inbox is pretty full of gear, which means two things. One, I need to clear my actual gear space. I need to do a gear cleanse. I hope none of this is about to expire. But I've also been doing a ton of farming in Icegolem as well as Dragon. I've been working on, and I told you guys a few days ago that as soon as I could get the Mushroom Priest Orn, whatever his name is, this guy right here, I was going to gear him, build him, and do a test to see if I could get him to be 100% on Icegolem stage 23 because he's strong affinity there, as well as Dragon's Lair stage 25. He's also strong affinity there. Icegolem takes quite a bit higher gear threshold, so I'm going to show you guys this first, and then after this, I'm going to show you all something that's been heavily requested, and that is doing this guy soloing alongside a different video of Urogrim. Now, I'm only using Urogrim because he's a equivalent epic or similar epic in the sense that, well, he's an epic champion and can solo farm Dragon stage 25. Now, the Urogrim build, he is in Frenzy gear. This build right here is not the one that's needed for the actual Dragon run. So Dragon is honestly significantly lower gear thresholds than Icegolem, mostly because, or with big reason, being the Icegolem very particular. Like if you hit bad RNG and the Icegolem is a big slam, you have to be able to survive that. You have to be able to get your health back up quickly. So Icegolem definitely more difficult than Dragon stage 25. So if you're looking for Icegolem and Dragon, then you're going to want to go with this build. If you're just worried about Dragon, you can cut back the build quite a bit. I'm going to show you guys all the stats. This build right here, I'll go ahead and show you guys this build. Now, if you're watching this video, stay tuned for after this Icegolem run, because that's going to be where I'm actually showing you the build for the Dragon, which, like I said, is a lot easier. So Icegolem Orn build, which is the current build, is this one right here. So we have Regeneration plus Immortal. I'll show you guys the actual Icegolem fight once we get there, but the waves aren't really an issue whatsoever. The second wave, some people get a little bit worried about. Let me actually shrink this. When we get to the Icegolem, we'll show it. I don't want to cover up the good stuff because I know some of you may be wondering if it's actually 100%. It is 100% consistent. You can see in this previous, that's a video I'm about to show. Man, I've got so many things opened up. But you can see in the previous little screenshot here, maybe you can see that this is Icegolem stage 23. It's 100% success out of 98 runs. So out of 98, 100% success. We'll do one more here. That'll be 99. So no failed runs whatsoever, which is exactly what I want. If you're going to run with solo champions and you're going to have food alongside them, you don't want to be failing the runs. I talked about in my previous video, Icegolem stage 23 having a little bit lower drop of legendaries than stage 24. I believe it's 1%. So it's not significant. You're still getting good gear, but it's up to you if you're going to actually farm this stage or if you're going to want to do 24, 25. He's not going to work on 24, 25, neutral or weak affinity. Not the way to solo whatsoever. But you can see here, he's perfectly fine. No issues whatsoever. The best situation is if he gets to the boss and does that ability as his opener, because whenever the poisons activate, he's boosting his HP and defense. But I've seen it where he gets to there and has like 2 turns of doing the A1 ability, and he's perfectly fine still. He's going relatively quick, honestly. 2 minutes and 41 seconds. My average was, let's see, the average time was 3 minutes and 5 seconds. So we're sticking to it, and this is actually on 60 FPS, whereas before, I was actually running it on unlimited FPS. So I'll go over his gear here, show you guys the run information, and then I'll jump into Dragon with the same exact gear, but remember, the gear that I show after is the gear thresholds you want to hit if you're going for Dragon. I got to emphasize that because people skip around in the videos, and I want to make sure everybody fully understands that this level of gear is not required for Dragon, because this level of gear is honestly some of my best or better Regeneration plus Immortal gear, and most people don't have it. But on Dragon, I think a lot of people do have that gear, and it's only Regeneration. You can use Bolster plus Immortal, you could use Guardian plus Immortal, you could use Regeneration like I'm doing by itself with no other extra healing set. You could maybe use 3 sets of Immortal, just stack up more HP. There's a lot of different builds, and this guy's going to work very well, I think. This is going to be a slower run, like I said, simply because it's 60 FPS versus unlimited, plus we're recording, so it's going to cut down the time even more. But a 3-minute run, being average of almost 100 runs, is very solid in my opinion. So we go ahead and sell this piece of gear. I already showed you guys the actual run rate. This is Orn on stage 23. You can see down here at the bottom, 98 success, 98% success, and the actual gear. Let me see if I can actually back out of this thing. How do you even navigate this thing? My goodness. This one is for the Dragon, I believe Dragon's Lair, 100 runs. This is the gear for dragons. No, this is the gear for Icegolem right here. So these are the stats. I'll show you guys the stuff on the other page as well. But if you guys want to copy this exact stuff, this is for Icegolem stage 23. It'll work perfectly fine for dragon as well. But this is Icegolem stage 23. The stuff I just now ran, regeneration plus immortal. Now, let me show you guys the one for dragon, okay? So this next one is going to be, so this right here is Icegolem runs. This right here is the dragon success rate. Dragon's Lair stage 25, you can see down here at the bottom. 100% success, 100 runs, 100% success, which is amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't switch my food out, so I was running this for a very long time. But the build, you can see, don't look at the speed. The speed is incorrect, okay? I might have to show you guys the differences. But this is the build. Don't look at these stats too much. I'll show you guys what is this? I don't want no antivirus. But either way, this is the gear that I have. Pay attention only to these pieces because the accessories are not filled in. I do have accessories on them. It's just not filled in at this point. So check this out. Now let me open up this other page. This is going to show the actual stats, okay? So these are the stats you're going to want to shoot for. I have a picture of the necklace and the banner that I actually used. So it's currently equipped, but this is regeneration alone. This is for Dragon Stage 25. Going a little bit slow on this because I want to make sure everybody knows what I'm doing. So let me show you guys the necklace and banner that I was using, recently used. This was on all the runs, okay? So this necklace right here, for some reason, it didn't get updated into RSL Helper. I guess because it's brand new gear set. The icons weren't there yet. So this information wasn't shown there. So I want to make sure you guys know he does have a banner and necklace on. You can see in this as well, I took a screenshot of this banner that he was using, 5 extra speed, and then this necklace. So that's what he was using in the Dragon Stage 25 runs. This is the actual stat. So if you want to do Dragon Stage 25, it's the masteries I'm about to show you with these stats. 75,000 HP, 2,200 defense. Speed is actually very, very low. If you boost the speed up higher, you can probably go a little bit less HP because you're going to be getting heals more frequently. But 75,000 HP, after you get the additional 25% to that, once your poisons activate 5 times, you're looking at quite a bit of HP. And then we have resistance at 300 and accuracy at 211. You want to shoot for at least 300 for resistance, ideally. Dragon's not as big of a deal. It's a little bit easier, I'd say, than Icegolem for sure. And then accuracy about 215. However, if you're running the mastery specifically, this one right here, then you don't even need as much accuracy technically because you have an extra 4 on the dragon and then an extra 16 on the waves. Now, as far as the masteries actually go, this is what I have. You'll notice that I haven't taken any arcane celerity, no cycle of magic, nothing like that. I want to eliminate as much RNG from the runs as possible. Evil Eye, I was hesitant on even taking that, but everything here is going to be very consistent. That's what allows me to run 100% success rate once I get the build down correct. So if you want to do Icegolem Stage 23, this build right here is what I have. But if you want to do Dragon Stage 25, this gearing, these stats with just regeneration, that's perfectly fine. You'll see in this picture over here, I'm going to do it one more time, okay? This picture right here is the dragon build, okay? That's going to be the last time I go over it. Hopefully you guys all got the information down. Hopefully you understand. But now let me show you all something that was highly requested, and that is running Ornn alongside Urogrim. So I have Urogrim video right here. So we'll go ahead and start the Ornn. Let me go ahead and start this run. We'll open up the Urogrim and press play as soon as the other match starts. Boom, there we go. And now we can see which champion does it faster. I'll hide my webcam and we'll probably speed up the video. Let's see. All right, guys. So Mycelian Priest Orn, however you say his name, he has finished the run at, let's see, 3 minutes and 35 seconds. And Urogrim's going to be closer to the 4-minute mark, I'd say. Let's see, 30 seconds forward. So Urogrim finishes it in 3 minutes and 56 seconds. And honestly, obviously, Priest Orn, whatever you want to call him, he did it a little bit faster, but he's actually going to be easier to gear because I do have a video with Urogrim soloing, so we can compare these stats. Comparing these, hopefully you guys can kind of see them. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but you can see a little bit more HP on Orn compared to Urogrim. The defense on Orn is significantly lower, 214 speed. Actually, this is going to be the perfect way to show it. Boom, look, beautiful, okay? So you can see, this is going to be HP for Urogrim, defense, speed, resistance, and accuracy. HP, defense, speed is very, very low on Orn, but remember, actually, no, this is actually the full build. This is with all of his stuff and everything. 204 speed, dang, that's impressively low, especially with no frenzy gear. That is crazy. 301 resistance, 211 accuracy. So, my opinion, if you're looking to build a solo champion, honestly, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to say this, but Orn is gonna outweigh Urogrim significantly. Much, much better. Easier to build. I don't have faction guardians. So remember, just take 2 copies of Orn. You can fill out the faction guardians. I have 0 faction guardians. This is the live servers. My faction guardians are completely empty for the new faction, of course, to be expected. That's an extra 10% HP. When you finish this out, it's going to be a 10% HP, 10% defense, and an extra 6 speed. So there's a lot more build potential to get from Orn, just from what I have. And Urogrim, his faction, let's see. His faction is fully complete. So the build's quite a bit easier for Orn, a little bit faster, and 100%. So guys, hope you all enjoyed that video. I know it's a little bit long. I know I went over things over and over and over, but I know some people like to skip around in the video. So I wanted to make sure everybody fully understood. So guys, hope you all enjoyed. If you have any questions at all, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you all in the next video.